started a fucking whole podcast and we didn't push record on the mic.
Whole conversation is dead.
Literally. So, podcast number one. And we're mostly doing this. I guess the premise of this podcast was we were going to do it for ourselves and kind of document our own conversations, because we go out a lot and I feel like our convos feel pretty fire and natural.
Very natural.
And we were like, why don't we mix in a little bit of play and a little bit of work and just toss together, a podcast while we're hanging out at the same time.
Yeah. Well, they're just conversations about literally everything, and they might be insightful to some people.
To some.
Yeah.
To others, they're going to be like, what the fuck are these guys doing?
Everything you're saying is completely inaccurate.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what I strive for.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I strive for.
Right on.
So I was asking a couple people today. I was like, yo, we're going to shoot our first podcast. We're just diving right off the deep end.
Yeah. And
I was like, give me a few podcasts, like topic ideas, and then me and you will chop it up and they can hear it in live action the next day.
Yeah.
And the way I think that we should go about this is like no cuts, no edits, no post-production. So,
Perfect.
Just natural, legit.
One big natural conglomerate.
Yeah, exactly. So to jump right into it, I guess the most controversial thing I heard today was someone's like, who cheats more, men or women?
Oh man.
That's the golden.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
From what I've heard, I'm gonna go women.
You're gonna go women?
I'm gonna go women. Define cheating.
Like you gotta.
Are we talking like the full 9 yards, or like what do you classify as like that?
Okay, no, you're right. What is cheating? Is it cheating if you're seeing somebody but not dating, and you're starting to talk to somebody else? Is that cheating?
No.
That's not cheating.
No, that's taboo, but I don't think that's cheating.
It's like you're not a good person, maybe.
Again, man, it's like a big gray area, because it's like, how long have you been seeing, like, talking to the person, but you're not actually together?
Yeah.
So if it's like a week, you know what I mean?
Like, a week is nothing.
No, but if it's like a couple months, then that gray area starts, I guess, becoming more defined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you still stick by women cheat more than men?
Again, it depends on the parameters. If it's like, you classify, like, say somebody posts a picture and you reply and you're like, damn, you look good, and you're in a relationship, that's cheating.
That's cheating.
I feel like guys do that more than women.
Of course.
Yeah, no girl's gonna go to a random guy and be like, yo, you look great tonight.
No, and happen. The ones that do, though, you're a real one, because like a lot of girls don't have like the I don't know what you'd call it, like courage to go up to a guy and just state their intentions, like, yo, I think you're mad cute, whatever, like, it's happened.
Yeah.
It happens. And when it does, as guys, it's the most flattering thing in the world.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't even think it comes down to like having the courage to do it. I think it's just like, it's almost not necessary, because the ball's always in their park, right? Like, it's almost like you don't have to go to those heights. Whereas guys, you're prone to compliment.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
100%. I don't know. As a guy, though, when a girl does come up to me, it's like, it's such a big like ego boost in a way.
Sure. Yeah.
And I know like ego is not the greatest thing to like rely on, but it's a flattering feeling.
It's humbling.
What can I say?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's the opposite of humbling, dude. I am not humble when a girl comes up to me. No? I'm like, yeah, I'm that guy. I'm that dude. But doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen all the time. I'm sure though, guys like Shawn Mendes. Let's just go Shawn Mendes, dude. That guy's hair.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's the recipe right there.
So who do you think cheats more then?
I'm gonna have to go with guys.
Yeah.
I think so. 'Cause like, it's usually girls are the ones on social media that are complaining that like, oh, men are trash. Men are pieces of shit.
Right. But it's men or women that complain about it on social media.
Yeah.
But guys complain to other guys. Like, we're not on fucking social media being like, there are a few guys where they're like drama queens about it, and they're like, oh, but she broke my heart, and blast it everywhere.
Yeah.
But I feel like when it happens to a guy, that kind of reaction to it is more just word of mouth, or they just bury that shit down.
Right. And when a guy does, honestly though, when a guy takes to social media and starts talking about like how a girl did him dirty, it's not a good look. What do you think?
I think, yeah, most guys avoid that because they know that it's not.
That negative stigma, it's like it's attached to you for life.
Yeah, and you're putting it out there for everybody to see.
Yeah.
And now you're just that guy.
Yo,
you're that guy.
You ever been that guy?
No, fuck.
Never?
Fuck no.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
We're gonna pull up some records.
Yeah, sure. Give her, man.
Go through your archives.
I might have posted like a poem, but that's it, you know.
A poem.
Yeah.
Okay. Some what was it called on Twitter? Like subtweeting. You know, like, do you remember the subtweeting era?
Yeah.
When like you'd throw shade at someone without directly saying who it was.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, everyone at that party last night, you know, like some shade, but don't say who.
Yeah, we're not picking names, but it was kind of just like, you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with guys, man, just because I've been around the boys and like I see. I'm not here to reveal secrets.
No.
I'm still on team guys right now. Like city boys are up, but like, you know.
That being said, though, wouldn't it also be like the temptations are different? For a guy, there's a lot more temptation to do that kind of activity.
Yeah.
Whereas for a woman, I feel like it's a lot less. Like
Fair.
For a girl, it's I think more accessible for a woman if she wanted to do it.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
100%.
But it's almost like on a moral standpoint, it's easier for a guy to engage in like those activities and do that kind of shit, right?
Watch this though. When a guy is not someone who's used to getting female attention,
Yeah.
right? Or attention from women. Typically they're the ones who are the most like they're so vocal about the fact that like, oh, I would never cheat. I would never do such a thing.
Right.
But then they get women attention and they don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
You know, everyone gets their, 15 seconds of fame. I don't know when it comes for some people. Some people peak at like high school. Some people peak in their 20s, 30s. I don't know when you start to glow up. But when that guy who's the guy who tends to say like, oh, I would never cheat and just like, shame to anyone who does, but then gets posed with the dilemma.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh shit, this is actually not as easy as I thought it would be.
Right.
Then like, what do you do in that situation? Because it's easy to like talk about it from afar and be like, oh, everyone who cheats is a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah.
But it's like, have you ever been presented the opportunity to do such a thing, right?
100%.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I feel like attractive women, it's tougher for them, dude. Because like the volume of people they got to deal with on a daily basis.
All right.
Could you imagine?
Right, yeah.
You're like, celebrities deal with that and beautiful women deal with that.
Yeah.
Because like guys are just knocking on the, they're sliding in the DMs.
Tsunami of people fucking.
At all times.
At all times, yeah.
Right. You post one selfie.
Yeah.
One fire bikini pic in like the Caribbean.
You're done.
It's over. You go to Tulum?
Yeah, your fucking Instagram inbox is obsolete.
Hey, you asked for it. You wanted to be an influencer, so influence.
That's exactly what they're doing too, right?
They're influencing.
Yeah.
Influence nation.
Yeah.
What's a topic that some of your boys wanted you to kind of chop up, dissect a little?
I didn't really mention it to anybody. Yeah, I don't know. I like that topic.
I could go off the cuff right now and just like,
yeah, give her.
Do you think, this is a kind of a bad topic to discuss? Perfect. I hope my family doesn't see this. If my family's watching, just please close this right now and go watch Thomas the Choo Choo Train. I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
So
put on The Simpsons.
Yeah, put on The Simpsons. Do you think girls talk about guys in terms of like how the sex was or like the guy's junk?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
I think they do it more than we do about women.
But like in detail.
In detail.
Like because they're the ones who read novels.
Yeah.
Like 50 Shades of Grey wasn't built off of guys.
No, it's a fucking 200-page sext.
That's
all it is. Like
it really is.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why, they're better at that than we are. No, I think they absolutely do. And I think they go into more detail than we do about it.
Why is it like,
but
men?
don't think it's the detail of like bragging. It's more of just like a comparison or like a competition. It's not a competition, comparison. Being like, oh yeah, this is what it looked like. Or that's a little to the left, kind of winked at me. It was weird. Like
my ting bends to the left too. So
yeah.
My ting bends to the left. I'm being honest. All right. Kind of like Sidemen. Who's that guy? Fucking, I forget his name, but he's the funniest comedian out of the UK. Oh, not the Sidemen. It's like Harry and another guy. Forget.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think girls are in that regard. Y'all are perverted. I give you guys the trophy for that. But like men cheat more, but you guys are way more perverted. That's my like controversial.
Yeah, I can agree to that. But I think everybody's like almost at the same level as perverted, and we just have this weird taboo in society where we have to like hide it or like be like, oh, like I'm not like that, and then it all comes out and you're like, oh, matter of fact, we're all like
tell
that.
us how you really feel, Justin. Tell us how you feel.
Just a bunch of monkeys, man.
Evolution.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. It's even like the cheating thing. Like it's a very like it's an inherent thing to want to fuck everything. Like that's life.
No, you're right.
Right?
You're right.
Us like sheltering that is a good thing for society.
Yeah,
but
just everyone's going around.
It's a good thing. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think everybody is susceptible to it, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, no. I think like the culture of like going out and like clubbing and what the world was like before the pandemic, we took so much for granted. For granted, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we took advantage of it too.
Oh yeah.
I think now we're taking advantage of it. Like now it's like, holy fuck, we got our freedom back.
Yeah.
And I don't ever want this to slip between like our fingertips again.
No.
So now that it's here, I'm seizing the day.
Yeah, everybody's grasping onto everything they can get because it's like, I'm not going through that again.
Now when we go out, I feel like it's a totally different vibe.
Oh yeah. Oh, not even for ourselves, but everybody. Like in general, like everybody's out like way more rowdy, I find.
Oh, fuck.
Way more like out there, more willing to talk to people is a big thing.
That's true.
Like before the pandemic, a lot of people were very like sheltered to their niches and their groups.
In their clique.
Yeah. And to branch out of that was like the one brave soul that would go out and do it, right? But now it's like everybody's just like, yeah, I just need human interaction.
Yeah.
So let's just go talk to everybody.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie, not to put my own tires, but I feel like before the pandemic, I was the guy who would branch out and try and like connect groups because like I'm a hipster, bro. I did that shit before it was cool.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like before the pandemic, there was always just that one soul that would go do it. Yeah. And everybody else would kind of be like, holy fuck, he's doing it. Like
Yeah. You'd be like standing in the back like, yo, he's really going. And
yeah. Like, you have that one friend in the background just cheering you on the whole time. Uh-huh. But now it's like everybody is kind of engaging into it, which is super cool to see.
For
right?
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And you see like when your homie goes up, there's like the other table. Usually when I was the guy going up, I'd be like, guys, don't look back. My friends are right behind us. And then they'd all be like, you know, and the guys in the back are like staring intently. And
they're like peacocking, man. They're
like, totally. Your buddies, when like the groups finally mingle, your buddies suddenly their voice drops like 3 octaves. They're like, sup.
Yeah.
You're like, bro, that's not your voice.
Yeah.
Who are you trying to flex for right now?
My name's Jason.
No, it's not.
No,
dude.
it's not.
It's Cody.
Yeah.
But yeah. We all know a Cody like that though.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cody.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I don't know. What do you think is like Calgary's kind of hurting is the kind of the feedback I'm hearing from people who are like from out of town.
Hurting in what sense? Like the scene? Or?
Hurting in the scene, like the nightlife. But like the people who say that, you know, they're coming from like Toronto, Vancouver.
The people that say that are coming from places where they didn't have to put any effort to find the place to be, I find. Like it was like you can walk down the street and that place was the place to be.
It was
where
there.
It's here, it's like they're there, you just got to find them, right? Or you might be out with the wrong group and they're taking you to the wrong place. Because I think there are places here that
there are,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just, again, like you were saying there of Toronto and stuff like that, you're spoiled with infinite options. Now you're coming to a place where you have 5.
Totally. They're very spoiled. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But like that's the thing with Torontonians, you know, everything's just handed to them on a silver platter.
Perfect.
Silver, you know, and Drake just fucking it really helped you guys. If you guys didn't have Drake or Justin Bieber, The Weeknd,
Calgary would be the place to be.
Right down to Yeehaw land.
Yeah. All the cowboys and all.
All the fucking rednecks.
Yeah.
But like Calgary's I'm proud of our culture lately. Like,
it's doing better.
It's doing better.
It's doing a lot better. Like, if you looked at it like a decade ago and you were like, oh, let's go out, like, what your options were all like country clubs, which is fine. But that only being the only option, it's not okay. Like, we're seeing a lot more young scene clubs and lounges opening up and being more popular, right?
Yeah.
And you walk in and it doesn't feel like Cowboy Calgary anymore for that night, right? At all.
Yeah, it's slowly like getting away from that.
It is.
But like, what would be a spot, or give me like a spot off the top of your head that's like changing the scene a little bit, and it's like innovating our nightlife.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of contradicting what I just said about the whole Western thing, but probably Whiskey Rose. Yeah,
I knew you were gonna say
Whiskey Rose has done a great job, because it's like a combination of the Western, but also like a big portion of like the new age.
Yeah,
like when you go there, there's guys dressed up for like a Western night out kind of thing,
right?
But most of the people there are like street clothes, street cred kind of thing, and you know, it's not just like cowboy boots and beer. It's, you know, there's highball. Like, it's more of an uppity crowd. Yeah. It's younger. I think it's doing a good job. It's replacing a big hole too, because before they, like, a lot of the nightclubs in Calgary shut down during the pandemic, right? And they haven't opened back up.
Yeah.
Like, Knox got demolished.
Right.
So like, there's space now for something new, and like, that place isn't a club by any means. It's a pub. It's a bar.
Right.
But it's got a strong nightlife.
Yeah, you know what? I will give Whiskey Rose the credit, because it's not the same as Cowboys.
No, not even close.
Hey, Cowboys is consistent. Like, the same reason I go to McDonald's to get a fucking Big Mac, and it's always like a Big Mac every single time. Cowboys is always that thing.
100%.
Draft night, you know, had plenty of fun nights at Cowboys.
For sure.
Don't get me wrong. And the fact that, like, you know, the night comes and you can all pour into the lobby.
Yeah.
You know, you're not really outside on a -30 night.
Yeah. The night doesn't really end.
It doesn't end there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like Whiskey Rose, you're right. It's like modernized.
Yeah.
Country.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also need to give like my credit, my shouts out to Lounge 18.
Yeah.
Cause they made hookah cooler.
They did.
Than what it like. Yeah, there's some other spots in town, absolutely. But like, it's a little more like posh.
It is. I feel like the general consensus when it comes to like shisha and smoking hookah and whatnot, it's even how I initially viewed it was more of like a relaxing thing. You're like drinking tea and you're doing that, right? There's
maybe a little work.
Yeah, work, productivity. There's never alcohol involved.
Right.
But now it's like, it's just another thing to do while you're drinking and mingling.
While you're partying.
Yeah. And it ties in perfectly. And they did a killer job with it. Cause like when they initially opened, like it was very, like I found hit and miss.
Really?
Like it was either you're dead or super busy. And when it was super busy, it was sketchy as fuck there.
Fair. I'm going to give it a completely different take on that.
Okay.
I honestly think the grand opening of Lounge, like that era it's like, you can never recreate it. Personally, like I just went there on some nights, and this might tie back into what you were saying earlier, like who you go with, and you know, like just the night in general.
Yeah,
there was just some like vibes there that were just the people there were very consistent at the time,
right?
And I feel like those guys, let's just call them like the Lounge OGs, if you want to make it sound like that. They're gone now. Like that crowd, I don't know. They grew up. You know, they do their own things now. They're like married or have kids or whatever. They're not, you know.
Such is life.
Such is life.
Yeah.
Not to end this on a depressing note about Lounge. Lounge is sick still.
Yeah.
But I think that era was dope when they first opened up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's now coming back to life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like we were saying with the pandemic and everything opening back up now, like from what I remember Lounge prior to the pandemic to what it is now, it's way more. I think like, as far as like everybody being social there, like I said before, like it's that times like 10.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it used to be how back in the day, like if you had that corner table, like there was no penetrating that table and no one from that table left to go venture out to make friends.
Pretty well.
Right?
Pretty
but
much.
now, like, you can literally just go up and make friends with everybody at the table there.
Pretty
and that's
much.
the whole entire dynamic of the entire lounge,
Yeah.
right? Like, yeah, it's definitely a lot more, like, interpersonal than what it was.
I'm going to ask you a deep philosophical question. It doesn't get any deeper than this.
My favorite chicken nugget sauce is barbecue.
Yo, how'd you know? I was actually going to ask you something even crazier.
Yep.
Who's your Spider-Man?
Who's my Spider-Man?
Tom Holland, Peter,
God damn it, nah. People don't like my answer when it comes to that.
Why?
Andrew Garfield.
What?
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield's your
Andrew
Spider-Man?
Garfield, man.
Why?
He did it so well.
Really?
Just his, like, I don't know, the way he speaks, his persona, like what he actually looks like as a person, that's Spider-Man in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, Maguire, like, the acting was good, but the way he looks, that's not Spider-Man. That's like, no offense to him, but like the Green Goblin, like he's not Spider-Man. Really? Like his face is just not like, yeah. Like when I think of like Spider-Man and like it's like young, quirky kind of looking, Andrew Garfield fits the narrative perfectly.
Fair.
Tom Holland, very close second. Like they did a great job, I think, in picking him for that role.
Yeah.
He's unreal at it, but yeah.
You know, I'm going to say this. So Andrew Garfield, solid choice.
Yeah.
I have no complaints with that, Andrew Garfield. But Tobey Maguire, just the fact that like, and this is like something that ties into music too.
Yeah.
So Tobey Maguire just like came in at that time when we were kids.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And a lot like Harry Potter, what's the main, Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
So a lot like him, they were both like shy and awkward. And there was something about them where you were kind of like...
There was a quirk.
A quirk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like rooting for them because their imperfections are so like blatant.
Yeah.
And you're just like, why is this guy like, when is he going to like feel natural in his skin?
Yeah.
And I loved how like the movie is like showing this guy.
That progression.
Yeah,
like
the progression.
That maturity of the...
100%.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I liked him.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm going to say like Tom Holland, let's go to the opposite side of the spectrum. Love him now. But in the very beginning, I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, why are they going from like this Spider-Man to that Spider-Man to the next Spider-Man?
Right.
But I get it because they put the same spin that they did on James Bond. Like you can't, like you have your prime, you know, your prime era.
Yeah.
And everyone's glow up eventually glows down.
Yeah.
So, but like Tom Holland's carrying the torch fucking phenomenally right now.
With that quirkiness of them like growing up and watching them grow up, do you feel like that was completely washed away of Tom Holland? Because he kind of came in already with that like charisma and that maturity. There was no awkward phase.
That was the thing.
Right?
That was the thing. I was like, I don't know why inherently I was like, when we see someone come in and we're like, why aren't they more humble?
Right.
But it's like, no, fuck that. Let be like the champion of that role. Own it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you don't need to be humble for anybody, dude. Like you got there all on your own. You don't owe anything to us.
Yeah.
You settled into Spider-Man's role like fucking brilliantly.
Yeah.
I think like good on Tom Holland. Good on all of them actually. And the fact that they tied them all in on that, spoiler alert, on that last movie. I'm sure people have seen it by now. It's been out for a long time now. If you haven't seen Spider-Man by now, get out of your house.
All of them are in it.
Touch grass. Touch grass. But yeah, I think like, shouts out to all of them for sure.
Yeah. Honestly, each choice had their ups, I think.
Totally.
Yeah.
The one thing though, with the first Spider-Man is like, that's what put me onto Nickelback.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That fucking soundtrack. That soundtrack, Hero.
Yeah.
That song was fire.
It's a good song.
Dude.
Yo, Nickelback's good. I don't care what anyone says. Nickelback's good.
Nickelback is the shit. Yo.
He's consistent.
They are consistent. And the fact that they're like Berta boys.
Yeah.
You know, from Hannah?
Yep.
I don't know where the fuck Hannah is. I think it's like northeastern Alberta.
It's near Drumheller.
Horrible. Terrible. Oh my God, dude.
I think it's near Drumheller.
You know, when I meet like anybody from like Drumheller,
met people from Drumheller?
No.
I was gonna say I don't think people from Drumheller have met people from Drumheller. Like that's not a place you go to meet people.
I haven't met people from Drumheller. To be honest, I've met people from like fucking Norway before I've met someone from Drumheller.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never met anyone from Hannah either.
I know a few people named Hannah.
That's close enough.
Yeah, right.
That's as close as you're gonna get.
That's it.
But as for like, you know that saying that we were saying earlier, and I think Jerry kind of gave you the inspiration for this, where he said like, the whole saying like, if you could make it in New York, you could make it anywhere.
Yeah, if you can make it in Calgary, you can make it
If
anywhere.
you could make it in Calgary, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck that. If you could make it in Hannah.
Yeah.
Or like, what's even smaller than Hannah? Like, where's that? Tabor.
Yeah, Tabor. Yeah.
Fucking.
I think they're all villages, to be honest.
Danger Cats.
Yeah.
Our homie that we went to his live show. Where was that at, by the way?
Laugh Factory.
Laugh Factory.
I think that's what it's called.
I don't really remember, but
yeah.
That guy, man, he is
Comedy Cave.
Comedy
Cave.
Cave.
That's
Yeah. Danger Cats though. What's Uncle Hack?
Yeah.
That's his name.
Yeah.
Uncle Hack was there, and Brett Forte.
Yeah.
I gotta give those guys credit, man.
It was so good.
Because like in Calgary, you're not really like seeing that much talent.
No,
out of
and
the city.
it was a lot of random local artists that killed it. For the most part,
Killed it.
like they were unreal. And when there was like slack to be picked up,
Yeah.
they were all over it to like pull them up and keep it going,
100%.
which is super cool.
I thought like kudos to those guys. I hate the whole crab in the bucket mentality.
Yeah.
When we have talent in the city or people who are aspiring to be like, yo, I want to see people from Calgary more on the center stage. I want to see
Absolutely.
people in LA. I want to see people casted on the big screen from Calgary, and it's like something to be proud of.
Absolutely.
Because like, I'm going to be completely honest. I go to the States and I meet people and they're like, oh, you're from Canada. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, like, what's up with Canada? Like, you guys have nothing going on up there. And I'm like, yo, we gave you guys Jim Carrey. We gave you guys Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
We gave you guys The Weeknd, Shawn Mendes, Bieber, Drake. Like, everywhere I went, those artists are in rotation more than anything else.
They've been prevalent since day one, and they're going to be there for a while. Like they're huge influences.
Those are Canada's biggest exports. Yeah. It's not oil.
No, it's artists.
It's Drake.
Yeah, it's like, Drake. Yeah, it's just Drake.
It's just Drake, bro. We're just slanging a lot of Drake songs.
Yeah. Keep buying Drake stuff. It keeps the lights on here.
Drake is carrying our country right now. Support Drake. All right, go to your local OVO store and drop a band.
Yeah. That'll get you a pair of socks.
Shouts. Yeah. No. OVO's reasonable.
It's all right.
It's reasonable. Yeah. Honestly, nowadays H&M's moving wild out here, dude.
That was bizarre.
H&M's selling shirts for more than OVO. Just fucking
SpongeBob shirts.
SpongeBob shirts with like, it looks like he's on meth and I don't even know, dude. H&M's designer.
It was that and Levi's, man. That was abstract's an understatement.
Levi's needs, I think their creative designer needs to just go on a mushroom trip.
The guy heard that hipster was in, and he took it way too much.
Like you said, it looked like someone took a hipster in there and just fucking.
It look when you walk into Levi's now, it's like walking into your weird uncle's closet, and all the hand-me-downs were your grandfather's clothes that he gave to him.
Yo,
they don't fit quite. Right.
Hey, I'm not that picky. I like when it comes to clothes, I rock pretty well.
White t-shirt and jeans, like it's
white t-shirt
textbook.
And jeans, man, like Pharrell outfit, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I was in there on a mission today. I was trying to find anything. I was like, please take my money.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find anything.
You couldn't justify it.
No, it's like it's all so. I don't want to say cookie cutter because I'm wearing a fucking white t-shirt. But
no, but it's like hipster cookie cutter. Like it's like.
Yeah, like
this isn't cookie cutter anymore. Like that's the thing is like a generic outfit nowadays is like abstract.
It's those flannels. It's those massive oversized flannels.
Yeah, big puffy sweaters with bizarre designs.
Yeah, and everyone nowadays is apparently rocking Air Forces and like.
Yeah, but you got to make sure you have jeans that don't fit you and they just look like
a box.
Boxes.
It's the silhouette nowadays. It's the Shia LaBeouf like swag.
Yes.
He brought this
you nailed it.
to life.
Yeah.
But shouts out Shia LaBeouf. Like, I love that guy.
Oh,
he's so real.
No, he's unreal.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, his acting, his lifestyle, like, even though that's how he dresses, that's a guy that can own it.
100%.
Right?
100%.
Like, your average guy, you're like, these stores are catering to your average Joe.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same, like, narrative to it, right? Like, he has a story behind the reason why he looks like that, and that's who he is.
Yeah.
If I wore that, people would be like, what the fuck? Like, are you okay? Like,
it depends, man. Like we were talking about earlier, like certain people's genetics, like your body size and like your height, and if we're lanky or if you're stocky,
absolutely,
it allows you to wear certain fits. Like if you're stockier and you're a little like heavier, tracksuit might look good on you. Yeah,
you can actually fill out the ass portion in the tracksuit, whereas I look like a flagpole that has the flag wrapped around it.
Likewise. Yeah. But it looks like we just hit our 30-minute mark for episode number 1.
That flew by.
It flew by quick. I'm gonna say this much. I really want you guys to stay tuned because we're gonna up everything at a rapid rate. Like we're gonna get like more decor up in this, like better lighting. And maybe even like, let's see how the audio comes through, the video, everything, how we tie it together.
Yeah, if we're watching this right now, you might not have heard a word I said.
Possibly. Well, honestly, for 2 first-time podcasting amateurs, not bad.
This came together good.
Yeah.
It's an actual set.
It totally did. Yeah. I'm expecting a lot of casting couch jokes in the comments.
Only the finest leather.
Only the finest leather. But this was real, and let's do it more often. I think we're probably going to strive for, a podcast every 2 weeks.
That sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Perfect.
Well, cool. Catch you guys next time.